Morning and welcome. Thank you for coming this morning. We're here to introduce the new head baseball coach for the ORU Golden Eagles. But before we do that, I want to recognize and thank our president, Dr. Mark Rutland, for his support throughout this process. And I want to thank the chairman of the athletic committee, Rick Fenimore, who's here with us today, for his support, and the entire board of trustees. They've been very supportive of athletics in this process, and we certainly appreciate that. I also want to thank Rob Walton. Rob spent 16 years here, and he developed our baseball program into a very successful championship program. Under Rob's leadership, he ran our conference championship and NCAA regional streak to 15 consecutive years, produced over a dozen All-Americans, and we're going to miss Rob. We wish him the very best. But the good news is that Rob left this program in excellent condition. We have 3 returning starting pitchers, a freshman All-American, 4 position players, and an outstanding recruiting class that will join us in the fall. We've been inundated with phone calls and resumes of outstanding head coaches and some assistant coaches who wanted this job. That speaks volumes for the program that we have. But as most of you know, my philosophy has always been that if our program is in good shape, we need to look internally first. And I prefer limited disruption to a good program. I think it's better that if we have the internal candidate who is qualified, that he take the reins as the head coach. In this case, we have a great person to take over Rob's position, and that's Ryan Folmar. Ryan has been Rob's top assistant for 9 years since Rob came here. He played a major role in the development of this program. He's well respected and loved by the current players, the former players, the current coaches, former coaches. He has strong leadership skills. He's highly organized. He is a great mentor to our student athletes, and he certainly knows baseball. He played at OSU and in the minor leagues for several years, and he's coached at OSU and here. So it's my great pleasure to introduce to you the new head baseball coach of the Golden Eagles, Ryan Folmar.
Thank you, Mike. A great introduction. I hate to even follow that up, but thanks to Mike Carter, thanks to Dr. Rutland, thanks to my family. I get a chance to carry on a great tradition. It means a lot. These people in the room here that have showed up in my support and our players that Mike has mentioned, it means a lot. But again, my job is to keep this thing going. As he said, Rob was an integral part of what goes on here, and he will continue to be. He's a great friend of the program, a great friend of mine, and a great mentor. So I want everybody to know that the program is in great hands. We got great assistant coaches that we have retained, and we look forward to the next step in this thing. The blueprint's been laid for us. We understand the process. We understand what we need to do to continue to get better. It's exciting going into a new conference with new challenges, and we feel like we have the people in place to do that. But it's a great opportunity for me. It's a great opportunity today. I can't say enough about the people, the support staff that have made this happen, and we're excited about the next chapter, the next part of this program. I know there's been a lot of questions, what's going to happen to complete the staff, and what we're trying to do right now is reach out and find the best pitching coach that we can possibly find. We're going to scour the country. We have some people in mind, and we're looking forward to trying to replace, an outstanding person in Rob Walton to keep this program going in the right direction. So I'm excited. I want to thank everybody, and I think anytime you're in this position and you're in the spotlight, you forget a lot of people, and I hope I don't do that. But thank you very much. I'm excited about the opportunity, and I greatly appreciate all the support. Thank you.
Do you have any questions for Coach Folmar?
Coach, this started so quick. I guess Sunday morning you probably never knew you'd be sitting here on Wednesday accepting the head coaching job. Just talk a little bit of the whirlwind process. What has it been like for you the last couple of days?
I think whirlwind's probably a great word to describe it. But yeah, Sunday, when things started moving in that direction, I was actually at my daughter's pageant in Oklahoma City. And, as you said, 72 hours later, we're sitting here and going through this. So it's been crazy. It's been crazy. And the thing I expressed to Mike and Dr. Rutland both is, it's not about me. It's not about Rob. It's about the guys inside our program. And we wanted the best for those guys, and we wanted to be able to take care of them. So the quicker the process could move, the better. So again, they were great in support of that and being able to get through it and make sure those guys are taken care of and everybody's still in place.
Since your playing career ended,
Yes.
have you always wanted to be a head coach?
I don't think being a head coach was my priority. Being around people, developing relationships, coaching was a passion of mine. I wouldn't say necessarily becoming a head coach was a goal of mine, no. But in the situation, I think if you do a good job, if you make an impact in people's lives, then you're going to have these kind of opportunities. And fortunately for me, it happened here. I come from a long line of coaches. Dad's a high school coach, brothers, so it's part of it.
Ryan, will you have a style, baseball style, and identifiable, whether it's hit and run, whether it's...
Oh, that's a great question, and I don't know that I have a good answer at this moment other than to say this. The way the game has changed, John, and you know as much as I do how much the bats have affected what's going on throughout the country. So I think each and every year you have a different team, and you have to adapt with the players that you have in your program at that time. So it's going to be a lot the same. You're going to see a lot of similarities between what we've done the last 9 years and what's going to continue to happen. But we'll have our own spin on it, our own stamp on it. But, you're going to see a lot of the same type of things.
Anything else for Coach?
I got one more. All right, there's already pressure, obviously, taking over
Sure.
first head coach position, but going to a much better league competition-wise with that number on the bullpen out there at 15 now, is there more pressure, in your opinion, there to keep that going?
I don't think so. And the reason I say that is because, every time you go out and every time you get a season started, your goal is to win every time you play. And changing conferences, it's obviously a better baseball league, and there are going to be more challenges down the road. But I think the goal still stays the same. The daily routine stays the same. The preparation stays the same. And, ultimately, we're trying to do the same thing and go out and win baseball games. So I don't think that's added pressure. I was telling Mike yesterday, we were talking, and I said, you know what, I've been really fortunate enough to be part of 2 different NCAA record streaks. We won 16 in a row at Oklahoma State, and I get to be a part of 15 in a row here, so those things are very special, and I'm absolutely looking forward to the challenge of continuing that streak.
Speaking of Oklahoma State, Ryan, will you do what you can to try to get them back on the schedule? There's been a change at the top of both programs now.
Yeah, we'll do what we can. We've always had the philosophy that, we'll go, we'll play, we'll play anybody out there, and if they would like to play, yeah, no question. We'd love to be able to start playing again.
Does it seem like a natural that you guys should play, no matter who's coaching and no matter what the opinions are of those head coaches? Oklahoma State, Oklahoma, and Oral Roberts need to play.
I think geographically more than anything else, in terms of, what it means to your budget, what it means to the local rivalries, what it means to the local kids to be able to play on those stages. I think all those things are important. But the way the schedule has changed too in the last couple of years with the compaction of the schedule, the 13 weeks that you're allowed to play, your 56, it's made it tough in the middle of the week to be able to go travel and do some of those things, not only financially, but the time you spend on the road, the time you miss class. So I think it's natural to be able to play all those people that are close, not just Oklahoma State, but OU and Wichita State and Missouri State, and all those guys have been very supportive of what we had here for the last 9 years. So hopefully we can get it done. Yeah, hopefully we can play. Now, in saying that too, you know how the schedules work. We're 1 or 2 years out, so we're going to have to make some things happen logistically to be able to do that too.
And I know Rob, he's not the head coach at Oklahoma State, but he has an appreciation for you needing to schedule up, you needing to schedule games, so maybe he'll
Sure.
reciprocate.
And you know, I told Mike and Ron and Scott Higgins, you know, in a meeting yesterday, he's always going to be a part of this program and a big part of what's going on. So he's going to do everything he can to try to help us and make it better, and you know, play those games hopefully. So yeah, I can see that coming true.
Anything else?
I asked him that if we did play, would Rob go on vacation?
Yeah, maybe the day before we'll sabotage his car or something.
Yeah, I would do so.
Yeah.
All right, if there's nothing else, thank you, Coach.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.